Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Manhattan, where we give you the inside scoop on the trendiest things happening in our amazing city. Today we have with us Amy Cardoza to talk about some of the best things for a Manhattan College student to do right now in New York. Here's our host, Jordan.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Manhattan. So happy to have with us here our very special guest, Amy. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. And just so everyone knows, the new viewers, where are you from?
I was born and raised in Massachusetts in a little tiny town where there was more cows than people and the occasional sheeps. It was a little teeny town with no high school and just a little Catholic elementary school. So
you went to Catholic school?
Yeah.
Your whole life? A lot of people went here. So what made you make the move from there to here?
Well, I hated that small town life, and I spent most of my time in like Providence and Boston. So I wanted to go completely the other direction and go right to New York to get as big as I could get.
And how far is that to drive from your house to the school?
It's like 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours? Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse. Could be,
It's mostly
10.
Connecticut, so it's terrible. But
one of my roommates is actually from Connecticut, so that's exciting. And then what's your major here?
I'm a journalism major.
Do you have a minor or anything?
English and digital media.
Oh, too. That's exciting. Did you have any trouble adjusting from life in Massachusetts to New York City?
I would say the biggest adjustment was the switch from the Times Square perspective, I call it, is like when you first get here, you're like, oh my God, like Times Square is the most magical freaking place in the world. I will spend all my time here. I'm gonna go shopping every day in Times Square. And then like the second time you get there, you're like, oh my God, forget Times Square, it's the worst place ever. So I'm slowly getting to that point where I'm just like trying to drift away from the touristy parts of New York.
There's so much to do here. I remember, it's fun when you go when you're younger and, it's exciting the first time. You're like, wow, like everything's just bigger than you. And then, one, we're, college students, we're poor.
Yeah, exactly.
Two, too many people, it's a trap. And three, I feel like people underestimate just how large the city is and how much stuff there is to do.
Oh, it's crazy.
I mean, do you have anything that you like to do instead?
Usually, I've been spending a lot of time in Brooklyn because I've explored a lot of Manhattan. We go to the Village a lot and Chelsea, but I had never really gone to Brooklyn that much, and I really didn't know what it had to offer. But recently, we've gone to Brooklyn almost every other weekend, and we go thrift shopping, and we just explore around there, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a whole untapped land there.
Yeah, there's so much, and I like finding the little restaurants and shops and boutiques that no one really knows about just because you go somewhere far away as opposed to the norm.
Yeah.
I remember we went down to 9th Street to go to this ice cream place, and it was amazing just how quiet and just far away. Like, you were just so far away from everything.
Oh, it's nuts. It feels like a movie set. I felt
peaceful.
like I stumbled into a movie set, and I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's nice to get out of that city feel and just kind of relax.
Yeah.
And, not have to worry about
running.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hustling from one place to another and oh my gosh, what am I doing next? It's always one thing after another, which is why do you ever get excited to go home?
Not really.
Not really?
Sometimes I miss my dog, but and my family too.
Yeah, and the food.
Yeah, honestly, yes. I miss Portuguese food, which they don't really have a ton up here, but yeah, I really love the city. I love spending time here. So.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned after the commercial break to see what else we talk about next. Thank you for joining us today on Wake Up Manhattan.
Thank you for tuning in to Wake Up Manhattan. Come back tomorrow for our food episode and have a great day in the city.